This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there, ho there. It's Jeff Gutterdado welcoming you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, St. Patrick's Day. It's not an Irish person, but basically a guy who I idolize and I have an autograph of. No, it's not Patrick Waugh. I know a lot of people would say, oh, it's Patrick Waugh. No, it was October 5th. I should know. So anyway, Cito Gaston, I guess I said his name, was a former outfielder and manager in baseball. He played baseball for San Diego and Atlanta mostly. And then he spent his entire managerial career with the Blue Jays, becoming the first African American manager to win the World Series. So anyway, Cito Gaston is my hero because obviously he was manager of the Toronto Blue Jays in their glory days in the 1990s. But then he came back for a few years in Toronto from 2008 2010. It was like, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, his career, he got the Jays to 4 AL East titles, 2 American League pennants, 2 World Series titles, and a partridge and a pear tree. Anyway, so Cito Gaston, well, he's been married 3 times. So he was even married to a Canadian woman for many years. Anyway, Cito Gaston started his career as a center fielder for the Atlanta Braves in 1969. Not really, 67, sorry, playing for a few games. But then San Diego made him a priority in the expansion draft because, San Diego alongside Montreal, Kansas City, and Seattle Pilots / Milwaukee Brewers were going to be picking players for expansion drafts. So he played for the expansion Padres. But the next year, in 1970, he was good. He batted .318. He was an all-star. Well, he had the best batting average by a guy not named Tony Gwynn, till Tony Gwynn came in. Then he got 29 home runs, 93 RBIs, sorry. So he did pretty good. But Cito Gaston actually couldn't hit anymore. Except for 1970, he never hit more than 17 home runs or had more than 61 RBIs with the Padres or Braves or even the Pirates. Played a little bit from 38. So he went from San Diego to Atlanta. Anyway, Gaston didn't do so well in the regular season, as you see. But anyway, Gaston became the hitting coach of the Blue Jays in 1982, and he was good. The Blue Jays were starting to get their stride with Bell, Barfield, Mosby, Tony Fernandez, the third base platoon of Molnix and Orge, Damaso Garcia, Fred McGriff, well, and Ernie Witt. Anyway, he was the hitting instructor until May 15, 1989, when Jimmy Williams was fired after the Jays started 12-24, or a .333 winning percentage, which is equivalent to being only winning 40 games. No, sorry, 1 out of 3. So that's the equivalent of winning only 54 games. Gaston declined the offer to be manager, saying that he was happy to be the hitting instructor, but the players encouraged him to take the job. So he reconsidered the offer. He was actually the interim. The Blue Jays were trying to get maybe Luke Piniella or Terry Bevington to be the manager. But after Cito led, and he still had that interim tag on him, led the Blue Jays to a comeback from 10-0 down in Boston at Fenway Park, just days before the Skydome opened up. The Blue Jays were on roll, and Cito got the interim tag ripped off of him. So anyway, the Blue Jays were 12-24 to start before Cito came in, but he pulled them to a 77-49 the rest of the way, giving the Jays 89 wins and barely beating Baltimore for the division title. So that was huge and all that. The Blue Jays got to the 89 ALCS where Rickey Henderson basically did a one-man show to sink the Jays. In 1990, the Blue Jays and Red Sox went down to the final day for the AL East title, but unfortunately Boston won on a Tom Bernasky sliding catch, whereas Toronto got demoralized and gave up winning home run to Baltimore. But anyway, the Jays would win the division in 91, 92, and 93. Cito Gaston was known for his calm demeanor, in a sense. And yeah, leading his team to the World Series was huge and all that. He was known as a player manager. Soft spoken and steady influence. And it didn't hurt that the Blue Jays had the highest attendance in the major leagues for a few years before Colorado swiped it with their cheap ass 70,000 seat stadium or whatever, Mile High Stadium. So, anyway, the Blue Jays were looking good. The financial success was huge. Jack Morris and Dave Winfield were picked up before the 92 World Series title run, and 93 they got Dave Stewart and Paul Molitor, which was amazing. All these guys. And the Blue Jays also retained core all-stars. Well, Joe Carter, Dave Vogt, Devon White, Roberto Alomar, Johnny Olerud. But anyway, Gaston was credited for the team's championships. He's known for the open communication with his players and a good strategic. The Jays were 4-2 in their two road series in Atlanta and Philadelphia for the World Series. Ironically, they were 4-2 at home because they won both series in 6. So Cito won the title in 92. That got the Jays their first World Series title as a franchise and the first African American manager to get the World Series. And then they got the repeat in 93 and all of that. The 93 Blue Jays, as I said, I think in a few other videos, had lost some players. They lost Manny Lee, Kelly Gruber, Candy Maldonado, Dave Winfield, Jimmy Key, David Cohn, Dave Steve, Tom Hankey, David Wells, Derek Bell, and Pat Tabler during the offseason. But, they got Winfield. They got Molitor. They got Dave Stewart. They got a few people. And, there were some youngsters coming up to the system that looked good. Ed Sprague, among others. And Pat Hankin. So anyway, the Blue Jays were good. Unfortunately, Cito Gaston would be best remembered in All-Star competitions in 1993. Remember, the winner of each league, like the AL and NL pennant winners, their manager gets to coach the All-Star team. But Cito Gaston was the manager in 93 in Baltimore. Unfortunately, he was criticized for not getting Mike Mussina into the game, even though that he could have. Mussina said he was doing a between-start workout, but some thought that was an attempt to force Gaston to put him in the game. Gaston was not well received in Baltimore for a lot of things. So, yeah. I mean, it's no big deal. Anyway, so Cito was also remembered for his big gamble in the 93 World Series in Game 3 by benching John Olerud, who was the AL batting title winner, and put Paul Molitor at first base because no DH in the NL. Well, now it's a universal DH with this new deal. I kind of hate it for some reason, but anyhow, post World Series, the Jays looked good. Unfortunately, though, there was aging players, increased salary demands, and the new owner, Interbrew, to raise the budget substantially. So basically, the Jays started sliding down the hill. Roger Clemens was brought in for the 97 season. The Jays could not get to 500, so Gaston was fired. And, it was bad and all that. Joe Carter was not happy with Gaston's firing and wore Gaston's number 43 in honor of him for the final week. Gaston was 683 and 636 on the regular season in 1816 postseason for the Jays. He almost became the Tigers manager in 2000, and he almost got the White Sox managership in 2004. He lost out that White Sox gig to Ozzie Guillen, but it was for the best. Guillen helped them win the World Series in 2005. Gaston had several offers to be a hitting instructor in the major leagues, but he declined. Why? I don't know. Gaston turned down the Dodgers opportunity in 2004. But surprisingly, in June 2008, the Blue Jays hired Cito back, saying that they wanted him back. It was unusual because it was his first managerial job in 11 years. Gaston was the Jays were 35 and 39 before Gaston took over for John Gibbons. But the Jays went 51 and 37 the rest of the way, so they look good. He got a 2-year extension. 2009, 2010. Well, 2010 he got the Jays to 85 wins. But the funny thing is that they only took fourth place in the AL East. The AL East was jacked that year. I mean, 85 wins and you're fourth in your division. That's weird and all that. There was a lot of issues and all that. So Cito Gaston did his job for the Blue Jays. Oh yeah, and of course you're saying, wait a minute, what about the autograph story? Okay, I'll tell it to you. So it's 2005. Blue Jays play the White Sox. Or was it 2006? 2006, sorry. 2005 was the game against the Yankees, but 2006, Jays were hosting the White Sox on Cito Gaston Day. And a lot of fans got Cito Gaston's autograph because of the bobblehead. It was Cito Gaston bobblehead day. Unfortunately, me and the Diamond crew missed out on the bobblehead, so I got the Cito Gaston. I got the big ticket stub with Cito's face on it and all that. And basically, my Uncle John, who was the architect of why I got to go see Blue Jay games every summer for a while in my youth. Well, I was 21 at that time. I was going to head for my third year in college. So anyway, my Uncle John said that he could get me to meet Cito Gaston and said that, well, he basically said my nephew's a giant Blue Jays fan and all that. And so I got Cito Gaston's autograph, which was great and all that. I don't remember if I had the Roger Clemens T-shirt, but no. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was fun to go see the Blue Jays and get Cito Gaston's autograph. I still have that to that day, and I still have my Daryl Sittler autograph card. So yeah, but the Sittler autograph card story is something for another time. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.